And now it's time for another Board Game Brawl unboxing with Nick Minahan, sponsored by BoardGameBliss.com. Alright guys and girls, it is time for another unboxing video. Today we're going to take a look at Zombicide Black Plague, the Kickstarter Wave 2. This is mega super duper late. A lot of people, in fact a lot of the stuff that I'm about to show you, assuming everything that should be here is here, you can already buy in retail stores and have been able to for, I think, several months now. Because this was an incredibly delayed Kickstarter. Not really sure what happened there. It seemed to be a lot worse. I mean, cool mini or not, I guess some people think it has a reputation for being like that. I don't think it's been that bad, but this one did seem to be particularly bad. And so you've probably seen a lot of unboxing of some of this stuff already, but regardless, I'm going to do it. I'm just happy that it's here now at this point. Zombicide Black Plague is a very fun game. I've been waiting for more content. So here is the new standard Cool Mini or Not box that they've been using with the Black Plague sticker, complete with that. And made in China, of course, as Jink would say. Okay, so let's go ahead and bust this sucker open. Alright. This knife is so dull that it's only inertia that's getting it through tape at this point. Okay. And really not even that. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we got. We should have a lot of stuff here. Not just whatever. It looks like they just used whatever random scrap packing material they had left. Which, by the way, I have totally done before at work, so I can understand. Well, let's get that out of the way. And there is a bounty of stuff. I have heard there is such a tremendous amount of stuff that put the other ones to shame, but let's see. So, well, where do we even begin? Well, yeah, I mean, we'll bust them all open. Why not? So first, we have the... Well, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take them all out of the big box first, because otherwise this is going to be kind of a nightmare. So that was NPC One, Notorious Plagued characters, which is to say they are zombies who are special, with different sculpts and things like that. Here is the Zombie Bosses Abomination Pack, like the Minotaur Zombie. Very cool. With abominations, basically. Now, I only bought a few of these boxes. I didn't buy a bunch. In fact, I guess some of these were free, because I don't even remember like selecting this one. Special guest Mark Simonetti. They had a lot of artists come in and make extra... There's his profile there. Come in and make like extra characters. So, I may not even have bought any of them, because, oh no, this one I did. I wanted the Nyade box. I love Nyade in his artwork style. So I wanted that little kid with the Orko hat. We'll open that up in a minute. And special guest Paul Boner. This one again, I think just came free with everyone's pledge, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I may get more of those in the future because I did like them, but I only wanted to worry about the exclusive stuff now. Anything that I didn't need to buy right now, I didn't. So here's the extra hero box. Every Zombicide Kickstarter comes with more heroes off to the side. Let's see here. Dice Tower, which I'm not going to use, I imagine. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll force myself to use it. I never used it with the original Zombicide before I got rid of it. This is the Night Pack. Again, just if you're not really following along, we're gonna open all of these. I'm just getting them all out of the big box first. The Huntsman Pack. And then, of course, at the very bottom is the piece de résistance, the Zombicide Wolfburg Expansion, which you can buy at retail right this moment. Let's make sure nothing else drops down there. Nope, just a bunch of that stuff. So we're going to put this off to the side. And what should we do first? We'll save that for last. How about that? So let's do these boxes, which are not very flashy, as Captain Buggy would say, but nevertheless might have some really cool stuff inside. That's the best way to open these. From the side. You think there's miniatures in here? There's miniatures in here! Alright, this is all going to get shoved into the main box, so I don't care about these other boxes. So, characters. Let's see if I can do this quickly. I don't want to get too hung up on all of the minutia, but I do want to show off what our characters people are getting, or potentially getting. So we have Beauregard, Chauncey, Dr. Stormcrow, Gowan, Gwyn, Gregor, and Scowl. And a bunch of cards for them. Again, I am not going to open up all these tiny ones. These take too freaking long to open. But, oh, lovely. That is lovely. The artwork for that. But yes, here we go. Giant monster plague rat thing. That is hideously nasty. But, I mean, quality-wise, can't be beat. Very nice, I guess. Nice is a relative term. And here, this is the easiest way to do this, probably. Okay. So there is that. We'll shove this all off to the side. Wow, miniatures just went everywhere. Alright, cool. I really was eager for new characters, heroes. So I played the game several times since I even did my review of it. And I don't know, I just wanted new characters. I guess I got spoiled having so many characters in the other one. Alright, this is lots more heroes, apparently. Well, for sure. And I'm sorry, guys, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to pick out every single miniature and hold it to the camera, but here they all are. Looks like extra necromancers, extra abomin. Yeah, these are just extras, in fact. Yeah, I think literally these are, well, the heroes aren't, but these are just extras, which is fine. You kind of need them. Those are a new type of enemy, I think, that weren't just in the base game. Alright, I will open this hero pack because you should at least see what heroes those are, or what they represent. So yes, these are all, that's what these are. These are all the extra Kickstarter exclusive ones. So there's Bob, we don't know who that is. We all know who Damon is. Yes. Yes. I'm sure you can pick out all the pop culture references. Rest in peace. Which is interesting because he wasn't dead at that time when they first made that announcement. This guy's also dead. I think that's based off of who I think it is. I mean, the character. Okay. Yep. All very recognizable. Yeah, well, actually, interesting. Just today, news broke that a game based off of another movie in this series is being produced. So that's interesting. All right, but oh wait, I missed one. I was hiding behind the other one. Of course, you all know Zuza. Oh man, how long do you think they're gonna keep getting away with that? I don't know. But anyways, let's get back to this. Underneath all of that is more things. Ooh, is this a nice first player marker that's stuck in there? It's like there it is, poker chip quality. It's not. I guess it's metal. Yeah, it's metal. Nice. Okay. And lots of other things. It's like headless dudes. Zombie jogs. Those worked so well before. And more dice. Cool. And more bases. And all your bases belong to us. Don't ever forget that. And I think this is just supposed to be to put the dice in. Fancy dice bag. So there you go. Alright, cool. We're moving on. Lots and lots of stuff. The dice tower. Do I really have to take this out of the packaging? Sure, I will do that in case you guys don't know what the hell it is. Now I've ruined its resale value. I think it ruined its resale value, actually. But you can put a sticker on it. Ooh. The highest in sticker technology. And there's your dice tower. If it wasn't so hard to take this out of the clamshell, I'd test it. But, okay. Moving along. Hero Box 1. Alright. Okay. Sorry, it's easier to do it off camera in that particular case. So here we go. Interesting. Okay, so we have heroes, we have weapons. items, I should say, not specifically. So peoples, and of course the tracker boards. So this would, I think, enable you to play the game with 8, because the base game only has 6. If I'm not mistaken, my mind might be failing me right now because it's very late and I've gotten no sleep this week, like almost at all. All right, different colors. Ooh, I like the colors actually, orange and purplish. All right, and we'll open up this pack so you can see the hero cards at least. Wow, there are a lot of them. These, I think, are non-specific. Except for Tucker. That's Tucker Carlson from Fox News. Wait, are these doubles? Why? Am I missing something? I don't understand. Maybe someone explain it to me, because I don't really have the time to be nuanced right now. No, these literally look like triples. Alright, well, let's compare. Oh, they're different languages. Dummy. Okay, it's very late. I knew that! But, the other ones didn't have extra languages, so it threw me for a loop. But in the future, I will read. Okay, let's go. Let's get the special guest, Paul Blart Mall Cop, or Paul Bonner special guest box. These are much nicer boxes. The slipcover, instead of Tuck. But Tuck. Alright, there's a big monster in there. That's probably worth taking out of there, huh? Ogre or troll. And it's a hero, though, too. That's cool, right? It's not it is technically a monster, but it is a hero that you can play as, which is really neat. Cool. And we'll open this one. Why are there so many cards? Oh, can't fool me again. Okay, so without going through all of them twice, again, these are non-specific peoples, so they are just generic heroes, but they look really cool. Alright, moving on to the Nyade box, which was not in the automatic Kickstarter pledge. I believe I pledged extra for this one. So let's open this up quickly off camera. So out of the way, of course, the cleanup for this is always a lot of not fun. Alright, so lots of items. They tape these things shut, which seems really superfluous. Oh no! Okay, so since it is a guest box that I purchased, we'll take a little bit of a closer look at these miniatures at least. We'll do our best anyways. We can get a little closer than that. Cool me or not, they're no Games Workshop, of course, or, Kingdom Death, but they're, for mass-produced board game quality miniatures, I don't think anyone else does it better. For their category, I don't know anyone who does it better. I'm sure people want to say, like, Myth or something like that, but I don't know. These look really good. Like, that Ogre miniature was amazing. Okay, so then there's the hero cards. Well, we just showed there's Orko, Milo. Alright, that's before he got transformed via the hideous spell and curse into Orko. You know the story, I don't need to go into it here. So, let's keep going. The Mark Simonetti box, we'll take a look at that. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more, if there's not already, more impressive Zombicide Wave 2 unboxing, where someone got everything, like every box. But that was not going to be me. I got all the exclusive stuff, and I think I'll buy a few more boxes eventually of the artists that I like. But I don't think I'm going to get like the Munchkin pack, for instance. Alright, so more heroes. So many characters at this point. Open open it with my teeth. Cool. All right. And we move on now to the bigger boxes. We're getting bigger as we go along. We start off big, now we're getting bigger. And hold on a second. All right, so we'll go ahead and open up the zombie bosses. Again, it's easier if I just do it like this so I don't knock everything over. Okay. So what? So buttons, more items, and well, that's actually zombie spawn cards. Let's free them from their bondage. Which doesn't quite sound right. So these guys are super nasty looking, but really cool though. Minotaur Abomination thing. Although I'm sure since they have a wider base, the rules are a little bit different, at least. Wow. One other thing as well, and I say these about the D&D adventure games, but if you actually play D&D or Pathfinder, the role-playing game, or anything comparable, fantasy RPG that requires some sort of battle map or miniatures, buying these kind of games, this guy legitimately hurts if you touch his pointy things. But anyways, if you do need miniatures, I mean, that's another reason to invest in this game. They're all fantasy-based now. Whereas the other one, you have to be playing like D20 Modern, the original. Here's, I don't know, more tiles and things, right? Terrain, sculpts, and there's the rules. Oh, there's a full-color version of that lovely person. In a different language. See, I realize it this time. Okay, well, now I've got no room, so things are going to have to get thrown. Boom! Hundreds of dollars down the drain. Then we move on. And we have the NBC One Box Notorious Plagues characters. It's funny. It is funny to me as I open this. I'll make small talk with myself, which is really the most intelligent conversation I ever have. But it is funny to me that I had problems with the original Zombicide and was more than willing to get rid of it because I felt it had grown too bloated, too much stuff, yada yada yada. And of course now I see it happening again with the very first Kickstarter for Black Plague. And we haven't even gotten to Season 2, Season 3, Season 4 for Black Plague. But so it goes. A vicious cycle. So I'm not going to take these all out. I do apologize. But I will show you all of these special zombies. The heroes had their time. Now it's the zombies' time. Locked in carbonite until I decide to play with them and fondle them. So it goes. And that is Dwarven Shield. So items. Cool. And more white bases. Why is that exactly? I actually don't know what the white bases are for. Just to signify special zombies, maybe? Maybe. But, I mean, the other box had them, too. So, who knows? Okay, now I'm going to have to clear off space because we're going to bring in Big Papa Wolfburg Expansion, which is the last thing. So, I do need to make some space. Get this knife out of my way. If I had a nickel for every time I said that in a threatening voice. Get that knife out of my way. Okay, so here we go. This is the main thing. So we'll do it. Show off the box once I get that off of there. I love the artwork in this game. Really well done. Comic booky style, but you know, it fits, it works. Wolfburg. So, only 4 new heroes, but a lot of new creatures. Werewolves, of course, as the name implies. rule book. Tiles. Neat. There's only 2. So, I guess they're not drastically different from one another. There's Morrigan, who certainly does not look like any character I grew up reading in books. Nope. Move along. Is it worth opening the other ones? Well, here, I'll show you one more because he's there. There you go. But otherwise, I'm not going to open that. Lots of new items, new colors, bases, and pegs. Neat. Looks like some sort of South Florida furniture store spit up. No one's going to get that. Never mind. More trays. So now what could you play up to? I guess you can play with up to 12? I don't know. That's a lot of those things. Now, you know, the base game probably only has 4, so maybe that brings it up to 8. That was just placeholder nothingness. I'm talking like my Tyson now. It's very late. I'm sorry, folks. All the wolves. The wolf. And the heroes. Where's Morrigan? I mean, you know who I mean. Alright, cool. Is there anything underneath this? There is not. There's nothing. The Great Void. Again. Okay, so that's that. That is everything that came in Wave 2. Well, not everything. It's everything I got in Wave 2 of Zombicide Black Plague. So obviously I was missing quite a few of the artist boxes, but I think you got the gist of it. A lot of the stuff actually will be available at retail, like the artist boxes, like Wolfburg. A lot of this extra stuff will not be. So I am sorry about that, but honestly, there's so many people back this game, so many people buy extra copies of it to sell, that I don't think it's like it used to be. You won't be spending, you know, $100 for one of the Zombicide Season 1 miniatures like you used to. But what do I know? But in any case, I will review Wolfburg as soon as I can. I'm not going to review some of the smaller stuff. It's just not really worth the time. But I will review Wolfburg at some point and might, at that point, talk about some of the other game mechanics from the smaller stuff. Who knows? But thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. And make sure to check out our sponsor, Board Game Bliss, where you can find an amazing selection of games from around the world. BoardGameBliss.com. Thanks for your support.